Time for one of those government talk programs right here on WLIJ. Your time now, 9:04 on finally Friday, December the 13th. Folks, it's Friday the 13th. Be careful when you're out Christmas shopping today. Today's Gov Talk program, of course, hosted by Scott Johnson. And our guest today is the Shelbyville City Manager, Scott Collins. Johnson, take it away.
Thank you, Producer Chase. This is Scott Johnson, Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Bedford County, about 50 miles south of Nashville, 25 miles south of Murfreesboro, in the lovely, sunny and cold, not really Green Hills right now, Brown Hills of southern middle Tennessee. And Chase, you talking about shopping and getting out there and being careful. Shop local, folks. Shop here in Shelbyville every chance you get. We got plenty of great merchants right here. This is a free plug for all of them out there, and a lot of good things going on. But it's that time of the month where we have Scott Collins, the Shelbyville City Manager, one of the toughest jobs in Bedford County, in here because he got a whole plethora of things he has to work on all the time. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Commissioner. Appreciate the opportunity to be here, and looking forward to our show.
All right, let's see where you. I know you probably normally when you have your show, it's right after the latest city council meeting, so you probably want to do a little recap on that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it was last night, right?
Yes, sir.
All right,
and it was a very unique meeting last night.
Okay,
because as everyone well knows, we had an election in November, and so the newly elected officials were seated last night. However, the council had to finish up some old business, so our representatives from the Ward 3, Gary Hale, was still there.
Okay.
And of course, Stephanie Isaacs, Ward 5.
So they had to do old business.
They had to conclude old business.
Well, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
It does. Yep. It does. Mm-hmm. And the first segment of the meeting lasted 23 minutes. And
not that you count.
Actually,
yes, you do.
But they went through the agenda, cleaned up the old business, and then we moved into the honoring the outgoing council members.
Okay.
Of course, like I mentioned, Gary Hale served us well for 4 years, mm-hmm. and Stephanie Isaacs also in Ward 5. They, I told them how much we appreciated them, and we'll see you around. And if you know either one of these individuals, they are very community-oriented. I mean, I've seen Gary Hale singing a national anthem at various events and venues, and of course Stephanie Isaacs heavily involved in fair housing issues and stuff like that. But with that, with the mayor presenting them a token of appreciation, a plaque of appreciation, we moved into the ceremony part of the meeting.
Okay.
And the three newly elected officials, Ward 1, returning Councilman Henry Feldhouse was sworn in, followed by Ward 3. Betsy Noel is now a new member of the board, and then also in Ward 5, Josh Blevins is joining the council. So they were sworn in, and then immediately took their seats.
Went to the second half of the meeting.
Yes, sir, and there was a host of business. The mayor and city council made several appointments. As a commissioner, all the committees. Any
local government, folks, I'll put in a plug there because city governments, especially Shelbyville's a very good sized city, has a lot of boards and stuff, and the mayor and councilman have to make appointments, and we do the same thing. Of course, the county mayor, with approval of the consensus of the county commission, does it too. So if anybody out there wants to get involved in the community, you can always go see the mayor, the city manager, or the county mayor and just say, hey, I'd like to volunteer for something, because sometimes it's hard to get good people to volunteer on things because there's so many boards that are required. But I would encourage people to contact one of y'all if they want to volunteer. There may not be an opening right now, but there may be in the future, and just kind of keep them in mind. And for those folks that served and left office, we appreciate their service. And it's so hard to get people to run for office nowadays. It really is. And we just appreciate people running and serving. So.
Well, Commissioner, again, you as an elected official, and then reflecting back on my days as an elected official.
Yes, you were. Folks may not remember that. You were a mayor for what, like 14 years or something?
Yes, sir.
Is that right? Did I remember number 8. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You've been there.
It can be very challenging, but the rewards of making something happen, working with your colleagues and staff members, it's worth it. I agree with you, sir. I'd encourage anybody and everybody, please
get
consider
involved.
Getting involved. Make your voice heard.
Absolutely, and make sure you vote. When people want to call me and complain about something, first thing I ask them, did you vote in the last election? Because I just want to, I don't care who they voted for, I really don't, but you got to participate. It's in a republic.
Be involved.
Yep, absolutely. Involved. So congratulations on the new folks taking their seats. So.
But the council did cover some exciting projects.
What you got going on?
Well, at the Shelbyville Airport. Of course, it's
Well, there's a little bit of things going on out there,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
That is not a Sleepy Hollow out there.
No, it is not. And MTSU, of course, is getting closer and closer to launching their full program. Now, things will be starting next month there. There'll be an uptick in activity.
That was quick.
Yes, sir. Part of the pad parking area for the new planes should be completed, if not already completed. I need to get out there and just see the progress on everything.
I see a lot of construction vehicles going in and out of there all the time.
Yes, sir. And, of course, we have an excellent airport director in Paul Perry, and he keeps his pulse, or finger on the pulse of everything. Another exciting activity that the council approved last night was to award a bid to Curl Construction to get Phase 1 of the Riverview District underway.
Okay.
And what this will be doing is increasing the parking at the Fly Center, which is sorely needed.
Well, as maybe the public does or doesn't know, but with Glass Hollow Table open, right, they seem like they've been pretty crowded the whole time, and that's right behind their restaurant, right? And then you're going to have Grindstone Cowboy opening up in the spring.
Yes, sir.
You're going to need a lot of parking up there, aren't you, Scott?
And
I'm glad you guys are doing that. Yep.
Well, and our staff is working diligently. We know we're getting to more or less double the parking at the Fly Center, with Phase 2 adding even more parking. But we're looking beyond that, and we'll be working with our friends with the county. Y'all recently took down the old jail, which provided a large...
That's a large parking lot now.
It is. And thankfully, it came into good use during the recent Bedford County Christmas event.
It did, actually. Yeah, it had to be used. That's right.
Yes,
sir. And we'll talk about that event in a minute. But
yes, sir.
Anyway, what else did you guys do?
Well, that's more or less. We announced our closing for the holidays, of course.
Oh, okay.
We'll be closed Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Day. I don't know what day that falls. Okay.
Yes, sir. And, Commissioner, I tried to get a holiday wrapped around December 22nd because our favorite football team is in the NCAA playoff.
Absolutely. Go Volunteers.
Go Big Orange.
Sorry, Alabama fans, but go Volunteers.
Absolutely.
It's our time now, right? Isn't it, Scott? It's our time.
Our baseball team is the defending national champs.
Say that again.
Our baseball team is the defending national
Number
champs.
1 in the country.
Our basketball team, number 1 in the country.
Say it again. Number 1 in the country.
Number 1 in the country.
And our football team.
And our football team, the
top
sky's
10.
the limit. The sky's the limit. We have not opportunity to take it all. So you got to be in it before you can win it.
I noticed you got an orange T-shirt on today, Scott.
Oh, yes, sir.
And you got your Smoky jacket on too.
Gotta have Smoky. Gotta have Smoky.
It's so glad when you come in here, Scott, because being a University of Tennessee grad myself, I see a little too much red sometimes for some reason around here. I don't know why.
I know.
But you know what? Folks have had their time. It's our time.
It is.
It's our time.
Well, even the Lady Vols entered the top 25 at number 19.
Okay.
So
that's good.
It's a good time on the hill in Big Orange Country.
Roger that. Thanks for mentioning that, Scott.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's see here. We're about, oh my gosh, it's almost that time. What do you want to talk about before we go to a 60-second break?
Well, I just want to touch on a couple of grant projects we have.
Okay,
underway.
Let's do that.
Well, actually, we have about 3 biggies. And,
all right, what you got?
Of course, the Local Parks and Recreation Fund grant. That is going to be for their soccer complex. And we're in the final stages.
Yeah, that's one off Horse Mountain Road there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes, sir.
But it's adjacent to the current facility.
It'll be extension to Griffin Park.
And there's a huge need for soccer fields in this community, right?
Yes, sir.
There really is.
And there's been a lot of work on this. The mayor and council have been supportive, and we're excited to get that contract signed and get to work hopefully early 2025, which is only a few weeks away.
You know, I think we've talked about this on the show before, too, that just doesn't benefit us here locally. But when you have that kind of complex, you can entertain folks from out of town in tournaments and stuff, right? Which means folks stay in our hotels.
Yes, sir.
Which means folks eat in our restaurants.
Yes, sir.
Which means, that's right, we like that. So it's an economic driven, it drives economics as well.
It does.
Yeah.
And one of the kicks on that has been, well, we need more hotels to be able to host these events.
Well,
Well, planning has recently received the site plan for Hampton Inn.
Okay.
It's going to be an 80-plus hotel. And
across from Lowe's there, yeah?
Yes, sir. And once the site plan gets presented, then the wheels start turning.
We look forward to them opening their doors.
Very soon.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that'll help us, because you're right. That's an area we want to expand in, no doubt.
Yes, sir. And then the Fairfield Pike grant that has been out there for years. We're finally beginning to get some movement on it. And what it'll do from North Main coming up to the traffic signal where Fairfield intersects with Fairfield, in essence, it's going to be widened and turn lanes installed, and it's going to be a huge goodness, I can't talk.
So you're talking about the intersection at Fairfield and Edgemont, or are you talking about out there at the bypass?
No, sir. At
the Edgemont area?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
kind of where Edgemont Baptist Church is in that area?
Where the church
That'll be fantastic, because as you well know as a city manager, that's a very, very busy intersection.
Oh, I would not recommend driving through there when school's letting out.
I was going to say, you're right, about 3 p.m., don't be going through there. Well, that'd be fantastic for you guys to get that.
Yes, sir, and we're excited to really get that moving, because we understand the frustration of the residents, because they say, well, we hear about these grants, we're not seeing anything. Well, we're turning up the heat and doing everything within our power. We're still at the mercy of the other entities.
Well, and when you do grants, you know it's good, because a lot of it gets funded obviously by the grant, not by the city, and that's great. But then you get a lot of I's to dot, a lot of T's to cross, right?
Yes, sir.
And of course, that corridor out to their Fairfield is just like North Main, right? It parallels. So
yes, sir.
There's a lot of traffic going out that way.
Yes, sir.
And of course, there's a lot of subdivisions going out there at the end of Fairfield Pike. And of course, we have a new school out there too. So
beautiful new school.
It really is. Every time I go by there, I go, good grief, that's nice. It is a pretty school. Absolutely. So I tell you what, Scott, we're talking to Scott Collins, the Shelbyville City Manager, about a plethora of things going on in the city government. We're talking about grants right now. But you know what? We're going to take a 60-second break. We'll be right back.
Visit Kincaid Service Company today to experience the superior comfort of a Serta mattress. Serta has pioneered sleep innovation for more than 90 years, bringing quality products to more than 150 countries worldwide. Serta Comfort is validated by consumers with thousands of 5-star reviews and are designed and assembled in the U.S. at one of Serta's state-of-the-art facilities. Serta's award-winning mattress collections are created by providing superior comfort along with overall support and breathability. Get Serta Comfort by visiting Kincaid Service Company in Shelbyville. Online at kincaidservice.com. When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.
Folks, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Bedford County. We're talking to Shelbyville City Manager Scott Collins about the many issues and challenges of programs that are working in city government. And he did remind us that the University of Tennessee is in the playoffs this year. So I think we appreciate Scott bringing that up. But you were talking about grants, Scott. We're going to keep saying that, by the way. Anyway, you were talking about grants, grant to help that intersection at Fairfield Pike and Edgemont.
Yes, sir.
And I know that hopefully that'll be coming in the near future.
Yes, sir. Again, we're trying to do everything within our power. We
Absolutely.
had a very productive meeting on Wednesday talking about the Transportation Alternative Program, which is a grant through Tennessee Department of Transportation, and it's going to provide the extension of the Greenway, which will actually be the river walk going in behind where Grindstone Cowboy's going to be, going by the Fly Center, and then down to River Bottom Park.
Okay, so behind Shovel Power there.
Yes, so we had a good meeting, and we're just, again, trying to move the ball forward as quickly as we can within our realm of authority.
Well, the Duck River is such a beautiful resource coming right through the middle of Shelbyville. And glad to hear you guys are at that park down there. If you've never been there, folks, a lot of people use that park, especially for soccer.
Yes, sir. And
it's used a lot.
Beautiful setting.
Yep,
absolutely.
It really is
Beautiful setting and peaceful. Even though you've got South Cannon Boulevard right there, when you're down by the dam,
don't even notice
you can't hear it.
Yeah, you don't even know. Well, you get that Low Head Dam down there.
God's nature just flowing through the water, wind blowing through the trees. It's just a peaceful environment.
Go down there and enjoy it, folks. Yes, what other grants you got going on?
Well, we have a couple more. We have several more, but two more I'd like to touch on will be a sidewalk extension on Dairy Street. We're going through the environmental phase on it right now, and that'll be badly needed, trying to connect Depot to Madison eventually. I don't know.
So sidewalks all the way down through there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We do have a lot of pedestrian traffic around town. I mean, a lot.
A lot.
So I'm sure we need that, right?
And then we have another improvement with curbs, guttering, sidewalks on Madison itself. That's through a different fund, but there'll be a lot of construction happening within the next year or two. And they'll really benefit us once
it may inconvenience you folks just a little bit, but it's all for the common good, and it'll make things better. So it just takes a little pain, a little bit on construction sometimes. I'm sure there'll be some lanes blocked at some point and things like that, but that's okay.
Yes, sir. We're just excited because when all these projects, they all kind of feed into one another, Commissioner. And so it's going to make it, because our goal is to be able to walk from our historic Shelbyville Square without having any issues all the way to Celebration. And then as soon as we get through with Celebration, we want to be able to walk from Celebration to our beautiful park facility. And so it's
all right in a row there.
Yes. We're working on the rails to trails, which the Bedford County Railroad Authority has been assisting with, and we're excited about
That's where you take like old railroad beds and turn them in. I've seen that in a lot of communities when I traveled around the country, where you take old railroad beds and actually make them like bike walking paths, right?
Yes, sir. And people do not realize the positive impact projects like this have, because when business interests are checking Shelbyville and Bedford County out, they know we have available land. They know we have workforce. They're looking for an extra special thing to where they want their families to be able to participate and enjoy stuff.
I've always said the Shelbyville Parks and Recreation Complex, that's a huge plus for that, because most communities our size don't have that.
No, sir.
They don't. I mean, you've been around, you've been to other places, city manager. Most places don't have what we have here. or the celebration grounds, either one.
No, sir. The attributes there are phenomenal. Even when I was with the City of Fayetteville, we would come up here and check out your facilities, our facilities now, I'm glad to say.
Got some ownership there.
Yes, sir, and we would check it out, and we need to get here. We need to get here. So fortunately, the good Lord brought me here, and,
right up the road.
Yes, sir, and we're just wanting to continue to improve the opportunities for our residents.
Of course, Fayetteville's had a nice town square for several years, right? I mean, they got a nice, but I'm going to tell you right, I'll put ours up against anybody's now.
Well,
I mean, it's the improvements over the last 20 years, and we have had a lot of private business folks, invest a lot of money up there, and hopefully they're all doing well. But, man, what a beautiful square we have now.
It's phenomenal, and,
and, of course, you guys have done projects to improve sidewalks and all that up there.
Yes, sir. And we have such a great relationship with the business community, so it's just feeding off each other. What can we do to help them? And then, of course, their tax dollars help us.
And the county's done a lot to improve the courthouse grounds as well. So, but what a beautiful square and around that courthouse up there.
Well, Commissioner, with your permission, that's a perfect segue into the Bedford County Christmas.
I tell you, we can't go off the air without talking about it, because folks are still talking about it.
Yes, sir.
This was an event that was held about a week and a half ago on
December
Tuesday,
3rd.
on a Tuesday evening, and where the city and the county both kicked in sponsorships to, along with some private business folks as well.
Business.
A whole host. I won't even try and name them because there was a lot of good folks that tried to do that, but we both know they kind of kicked off with city and county government doing that. But why don't you go ahead and talk about what happened there?
Well, unfortunately, I didn't get to experience the full event because I had a personal issue I had to address.
Well, I was there, so I can talk about it.
But I was there enough to get a feel of the atmosphere. I was there to see the tree lighting, and I was there.
Well, you were there for the big thing then.
Yes, and the atmosphere, Commissioner. What a way to kick off the Christmas season celebrating the birth of our Savior. I mean, it was amazing.
There was everything. Folks, if you didn't make it up there, mark your calendar, because it's going to happen again next year. And I know that good group of folks and it was a lot of different people that helped put that together. There was a great working group that was hosted by the partnership up there in the Chamber of Commerce that put that together. But it was folks from a lot of different sectors that helped put that on. And they'll be doing a lessons learned kind of, what to do next year and that kind of thing. But I will tell you this, for a first-time event, I was amazed how many people were up there, because it was 25 degrees, Scott.
It was bitter
and the wind was blowing between those buildings. But folks were having fun. The kids were really having fun. Most of the merchants were open, and I don't know if they did a lot of sales, but I know people were going in and out and say, at least got exposure to their stores up there, so maybe come back later. And, of course, there was, you mentioned the tree lighting, which was beautiful. And, of course, City and County Mayor got up there and talked and welcomed everybody there. The bands were great. The fireworks, I was very impressed with the fireworks.
Commissioner, I was too, because when I think of fireworks, I think of Independence Day celebrations, Memorial Day, even Labor Day.
Right.
And so when they said we're going to do fireworks for Christmas, I'm like, okay. What
it really was.
Addition to the event. It's beautiful.
And folks, it was safe. These are the kind of fireworks that dissipate before they hit the ground, because it was on the square.
And they were choreographed to the music. You had Christmas music playing, and the fireworks were kind of dancing to it, for lack of a better way to describe it.
There was face paint, and there was reindeer up there. I mean, and folks kind of came and went, starting at about, I'd say most folks started showing up around 4 o'clock, something like that. And, of course, the tree lighting was, around 6:45, something like that. But, and, of course, that trolley was busy the whole time from Uncle Nearest, carrying people from parking lots, right? Because you couldn't park on the square. There's too many people up there.
Well, we're very excited because last year around Christmas time, Mayor Carroll made a mention. He's like, "Do we not do anything more for City Hall in Christmas decorations?"
Right.
So we took that as a green light to
Roger that.
try to do something. So
this is a town that loves to celebrate Christmas. So,
Yes, sir.
glad to see the city and county governments helping out there.
Well, and what was so special about it, we started out with a committee of city employees, and they designed the tree and the stuff going around City Hall.
Okay.
But then they met with some of the chamber and partnership representatives and started tying everything together, how we can help them help us. And that made it even more special.
Did you guys have a bunch of elves or something down at City Hall?
They planned on giving out.
I saw the line was very long to get into City Hall, which was a good thing.
They bought provisions for 500 cups of hot chocolate.
Did you use it all?
They had 10 left.
I did. I remember coming up through there a couple of times going, that is a long line getting to City Hall. There's something good going on in there.
I cannot say enough about our staff.
I bet they had a fun time doing it.
Well, and we had lifeguards helping, dressed up and participating. So it was just phenomenal. And even more so, again, we started working with the chamber and partnership, and they would need things, as simple as, can you make sure the garbage gets picked up Wednesday morning?
Well, that is a big thing.
Our Public Works jumped to it. Our Public Works helped hang all the decorations. And the police department and sheriff's department, them men and women stood out there for 5-6 hours.
I saw a lot of chattering teeth out there with officers, but they all were smiling and having a good time. And obviously, anytime you have a large event, you got to have great security, and the deputies and city police both provided that.
The way everybody came together.
Yep. And there were other folks. There was EMS. There were a lot of public safety people up there.
Sir. Yes,
and putting it on, and it does take a whole team to do that. And everybody worked well together.
Well, again, I cannot say enough about
I can't
that.
either. I can talk about it all day, but I don't know, maybe...
I don't
Let's
know.
just tell the listening audience that if you didn't get there, there will be another one next year. Not sure what night it will be. We'll be taking a look, I'm sure, at what night we have it on. That was on a Tuesday night. It was a school night, but still had a great turnout. Excellent turnout. And make sure you put that on your calendar for next year, folks, because I'm sure everybody will be working together again, because that's going to be something that people will come from other places probably, but certainly a local community. And I hate to estimate how many folks were up there, but it was a lot. It wasn't a few. It was crowded up there on the square. Scott, we're about out of time now. Is there anything else you want to talk about on city government?
Well, number one, I'm excited about the Bedford County Christmas for 2025. But one thing we're already talking about.
Okay.
In July of 2026.
Okay.
That will be our nation's 250th birthday.
Oh, man. Yeah.
The 250th birthday of the great United States of America.
Roger that.
So several of us are already talking now. We've got to blow it up. And
this is, I've lived in a lot of communities around the country, but, man, this is a patriotic community here. So we're going to have to do that. Let's knock them out.
Looking forward to it.
Whatever we need to do, let's do it and make it happen in this great nation. So, Scott, we appreciate you coming in today. Everybody appreciates. I know you got a great staff down there to help take care of the folks here in the city of Shelbyville, and we appreciate you doing that. I know folks appreciate that. And thanks for coming in today and updating the listening audience about what's going on there in the city of Shelbyville. Folks, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. We have 11 government and government-related talk shows every month here on 98.7. And if you want to find out what's going on, you tune in here, because we got the folks that are actually doing the work and coming in and talking about it, and to let you know what's going on in your community. This is from Hopkins Farm Broadcasting, the only locally owned radio station in Bedford County. Until next time.
When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.
Kincaid's is proud to offer Beauty Rest Black to our customers. Beauty Rest Black represents a leap forward in bedding with sleep climate technology keeping you cool, and triple-stranded pocketed coils to give you luxurious support all night long. Wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day with a new Beauty Rest Black mattress from Kincaid Service Company, 400 Madison Street, Shelbyville, across from the Speedway gas station. 931-684-5662.
Timeless hits and hometown favorites. 98.7 AM 1580.